What is going on, guys? I just want to wish you all a very happy and healthy new year. It is the first video of 2018. It's a new year. Yes, it is here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Thank you for being patient. I'm up here for my first video of 2018. It's a live, raw review. And if you're watching live, you know how this works. Be sure to respond in the live chat throughout this entire video as we break down and talk about what happened last night on the January 1st, 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw, the first Raw of the new year. My overall thoughts on the first Raw of the new year? Well, it was, to me, it just felt like a holiday show. And maybe I had my expectations too high. I thought things will pick up come New Year. But now looking back on it, I just didn't see that much of an effort from WWE. Now, don't get me wrong, there was some good stuff on this show. There was one excellent match on this show. But for the most part, it just felt like a holiday show. You know, it's New Year's Day. Let's not really try. And next week, hopefully we get that episode where I'm like, all right, we're on the road to the Royal Rumble. Business is picking up. Certainly SmackDown Live tonight looks like a solid show on paper, so that'll be definitely worth checking out. If I have time, I'll be sure to post a review. Be sure to check out that. It should be coming if I get to that. But yeah, talking about Raw here. First of all, I thought the crowd was just really weak. At times, Miami, so that certainly didn't help the show. I'll shadow what's going on. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, I was planning on doing this review yesterday live, but I was so tired, guys. It was just, and Raw, usually when you're tired and you have to watch a 3-hour episode of Raw, that certainly didn't help. And I almost made it through the entire episode without falling asleep, but I got to the 11 o'clock hour, and right before Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar came out, I fell asleep. And then I woke up like 5 minutes afterwards, and boy, I'm glad I kind of slept through that last segment because that was not good at all. But yeah, to me, I could just tell the effort wasn't there. So based on that, am I disappointed? Yeah, I wish it was a better show, but hopefully, I don't know how you guys think, but hopefully next week, the 8th, is when we really start picking things up. It's January. It's Royal Rumble. WrestleMania is around the corner. Let's go. You know, I want to see some good shows. I want to see some B shows. I want to see some A shows. You know, average shows, okay, I'll take them. But I want to see the after that. I want to see a better product in 2018. It's hard to get out of saying 2017. It's 2018, folks. Wow. Where did the time go? With that being said, let's talk about what took place on this show. Won't be a long review because, like I said, there really isn't that much to talk about. We have Kurt Angle. He announced the rules of the Women's Royal Rumble match. He said it would be contested under the exact same rules as the guys. There would be 30 entrants. Eliminations would occur when both superstars' feet touch the floor. They have to go over the top rope, and a winner. And the winner gets a championship match at WrestleMania. My thoughts on the Women's Royal Rumble match. 30 announced participants. I think that might be too many, but if they think they can fill it and have some surprises, and look, you're going to have 19 active women from the main roster. You could throw in some call-ups from NXT, maybe do a couple here and there, and some surprises. This could actually be really good. I hope it delivers for the women's sake. I hope we get, I hope both Royal Rumbles deliver. So as of now, we have Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville confirmed for the Women's Royal Rumble. My pick? You have to stay tuned for that. But I'll save my picks for later. But I think you can guess who I think will win the Royal Rumble. I've narrowed it down to 2 individuals, and we'll save that for my Royal Rumble preview and predictions video. But guys, we had Cesaro and Sheamus come out. They were upset over the fact that they lost the Raw Tag Team Championships last week to the newly formed team of Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. This led to a match being confirmed for Raw. It was between Cesaro and Jason Jordan. Really nothing to this match. Honestly, it was kind of slow and dull. I mean, I like Cesaro. I wanted to see him win, but the match was designed to get you to care about Jason Jordan, and let's just face it, I just can't get into Jason Jordan. I don't know what it is with the goofy storyline with him and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle as his dad. He's not working as babyface to me. Not a character that I can live vicariously. I'm not going to live vicariously through Jason Jordan. So the sooner that he transitions into an arrogant, cocky heel, the better. We'll see where Rollins and Jordan goes as tag team champions, although I know the seeds have been planted. When Dean Ambrose does eventually come back and he does that heel turn, it's going to be something fun to watch because Rollins in storyline was the one to injure him during that suicide dive. And Ambrose, was in the melee. And even though Joe took him out, you could kind of use that impetus. And plus, with Rollins and Jordan as tag team champions, would that lead to Ambrose becoming even more jealous at a Seth Rollins for betraying him, replacing him, and outright forgetting about him? And therefore, the impetus for Ambrose to turn heel has been planted. So, like I said, Jason Jordan defeated Cesaro. Nothing really too much to say here other than he hit the angle slam neckbreaker combo for the win. Wasn't really that much of a match. We moved on here to Bray Wyatt defeating Apollo Crews. Not really too much to say here other than the best part of this was when Matt Hardy, yes, the broken, woken, whatever you would like to call it, my fellow brothers and sisters out there, appeared on the Tron of Titan and said Bray Wyatt will be deleted. Yes. And he said, there are many Mondays left. And then Matt Hardy began to laugh in multiple forms on the Tron of Titan. Yes. Delete. So the best part of this I'm trying to say was when Matt Hardy showed up on the screen. The match, well, Bray Wyatt won, but it really wasn't much to say. Moving on, we have Asuka defeating Alexa Bliss. Good match, but it was questionable booking, I'd have to say, to have Asuka defeat the Raw Women's Champion. So doesn't that mean... and by the way, yes, Final Deletion 2 in the Wyatt compound. Just throwing it out there. When do you think if you're going to blow this Bray Wyatt-Matt Hardy feud off, would you want to save that for WrestleMania? If you could wait that long or not, maybe the Rumble, maybe what would it be? Elimination Chamber. We'll see. When do you think that match should take place? Because I would really like to see that. I think go all out. You have a budget. Do something different. Take what worked with the Broken Brilliance and apply it on a much grander scale. Don't screw this up, WWE. Please, yes. Or you will go on the list of Jericho. Yes. But Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss. It was a good match. Surprised they did this match here on Raw. Was surprised to see no interference from Paige and Absolution. But they had Asuka beat the champion, Alexa Bliss. I was like, wow, okay. Asuka wins. So does that mean Asuka gets a championship opportunity? Shouldn't she? She pinned the champion. But then she has to compete in the Royal Rumble. See, it confused me. Now we know Asuka will get that championship down the line, but it's like the logic when you try and tie it, and I know logic in WWE, when you have a 73-year-old madman running the company, you really don't get logic. Happy New Year, you sons of bitches. Thanks, Vince. Thank you very much. Good match, but it's just like, I was very surprised to see Asuka beat Alexa Bliss. One of the highlights of this show, and it wasn't much, but it was fun to see. One of my favorites, and this guy needs to be Universal Champion in 2018. It was one of my top 10 predictions. I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about the only. I'm talking about Braun Strowman. Because Braun Strowman, what he did on the show, it wasn't much. But him kicking the ass of Heath Slater and Rhino and hitting one running power slam after another running power slam, you could just see the crowd more and more get behind this guy. And it just made me say, why isn't Braun Strowman Universal Champion? He should have beat Brock Lesnar at No Mercy. He should have at least had a decent run with that championship. See what he does. Instead, we keep the title on Lesnar, who's hardly ever around, and we have that awful segment with Kane. We'll talk about that. That made my list. But Braun Strowman, I hope he wins Universal Champion, becomes Universal Champion or WWE Champion, whatever brand he's on, in 2018. But him just kicking ass here, like I said, I just love seeing the crowd actually get behind somebody, which is very rare these days, and feed off of him. One more time. One more time. It's simple. You book a guy to be an ass kicker, and look what happens. He gets over. You take his character, his personality, turn the volume up to 180, and there you go. It's just, wow. I like that from tonight's show, last night's show. Despite it being mostly the overall show, just kind of being there. This was definitely a highlight. Speaking of the best thing on this show, props to Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. They tore the fucking house down. This was an instant classic. This was absolutely awesome. This was pay-per-view worthy. And even though Reigns defeated Joe, and I'll talk about that, despite the outcome, I was rooting for Joe to win, but you know what? We'll see what they do with Joe, but this was absolutely outstanding. Just with, the stipulation being if Reigns got disqualified, he would have lost the Intercontinental Championship. And I feel like matches like these, I've really enjoyed Roman Reigns' run as Intercontinental Champion. This is what they should have done with him as United States Champion. Instead, it just felt like, oh, here's the U.S. title. You're not going to be Universal Champion, so kind of just carry this around. And Reigns really didn't defend the title. And that was a criticism I had. But this time around, he's going out there. He's defended it on a week-in, week-out basis against guys like Elias Sampson, Cesaro, Samoa Joe, perhaps The Miz. And I'll talk about what could happen here. I have several scenarios at play. Some long-term booking. But, wow, these two. Just with the kickouts, the near falls. This was a great fucking match to watch. Go out of your way to find it. This was the easily the highlight of the show. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Of course, came down to when Joe locked in the Coquina clutch. He threw Joe over his shoulders and hit the spear. We'll see where this goes with Samoa Joe. Hopefully they have plans for him. What I would do, okay, if you're not going to have a Samoa Joe as IC champion, perhaps they could continue this. But it seemed like to me, Reigns got his revenge against Samoa Joe for taking out Dean Ambrose. Now, what you could do with Samoa Joe, what I would like to see done with Samoa Joe, let me know in the comments section, guys. WrestleMania, Samoa Joe versus John Cena. I think those two could have a great, great match. I don't want to see Cena Undertaker. I want to see Cena versus the Samoan Destroyer. That's the match I want to see for Samoa Joe. Then, for the IC Championship, a little fantasy booking here. Since it's probably going to be Reigns and Lesnar. And you know what? I'm actually okay with that, if that's the case. That's fine. Believe it or not. Because if we get Nakamura Styles, there we go. I'd be happy. For the IC Championship, say The Miz is returning next week. What if he wins back the IC Championship? And at WrestleMania, it leads to The Miz versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I know what you're saying. Balor should get his Universal Championship. But hold on here. In my eyes, I could tie all this directionless for Finn Balor, all of this together. It could be done. But I doubt WWE would do it. So you say you have The Miz versus Balor for your IC title at WrestleMania. Say The Miz beats Finn Balor. But wait a minute. What are you saying? He lost. I know that, but it could lead to Finn becoming so frustrated and so fed up, becoming so tired of being directionless that on the Raw after WrestleMania, when the new Universal Champion Roman Reigns is standing there, Balor could say, hey, wait a minute. I'm your number one contender. Boom. Lays out Roman Reigns. Turn him heel in the process. You get a Roman Reigns, Finn Balor feud for the Universal Championship going out of WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys think, but that is my little fantasy booking there. We'll see. But like I said, outstanding match between Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Hopefully they have something big lined up for Joe. He didn't wrestle at WrestleMania last year. Hopefully they give him a big match this year, but those are like the two directions I'd like to see them go in. We'll see. But also the Miz is returning next week, so it'll be great to see Miz back on Monday Night Raw. What we didn't see happen tonight was Cedric Alexander versus Enzo Amore, who is sick. He's out ill for the Cruiserweight Championship. So instead, we got Cedric Alexander and Goldust defeating Drew Gulak and Ariel Daivari. Not really too much to say here other than Drew Gulak reading Enzo's letter that he wrote was easily the highlight of this match / segment that took place. Alexander hit the lumbar check onto Drew Gulak for the win. Nothing else I have to say about this. We had Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Too Sweet, the Bullet Club, the Balor Club, call them whatever you want, teaming up here on Raw to defeat the team of Elias and the Miz Taraj. Which, like I said, maybe this could lead to, if Miz regains the IC title, a feud between Miz and Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. That is something that I would like to see. Perhaps we will see it, but, this was the match served its price. It wasn't the best match, but it was fun seeing Anderson and Gallows finally, as The Rock said, finally do something of note here on this show. Good Brothers won, and we'll see where this goes. Like I said, it was nice to finally see them team up on this show. Long overdue. And Balor also declared that he will be in the Royal Rumble. Like John Cena, I have to mention, also declared on Twitter that he will be in the Royal Rumble match as well. So Royal Rumble, we already got Elias, Randy Orton, Nakamura, Finn Balor, John Cena. And we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's the problem with WWE. One thing, the Balor Club teaming up, I liked it, seeing them, but give me a reason, give me a story behind it. It's just, again, that's the problem with Hot Shot booking week to week. It's just like, yeah, we'll do whatever. We'll just throw it at the wall and try and actually we won't make sense of anything. So that obviously could have been done better, but still cool seeing them team up. But yeah, give me a story and tie this all together, please. Speaking of give me a story, we had Brock Lesnar return on this show. That's cool. Nice to see the Universal Champion show up. So this was supposed to get me excited for the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble. Let me tell you something. It didn't happen. I didn't get excited. Honestly, this put me to sleep. I went GTS. I went to sleep. It's like somebody hit me with a go to sleep. I woke back up. I rewound my DVR. I'm like, okay, let's see what they do here. So Paul Heyman's talking about the Year of the Beast, blah, blah, blah. They stack the deck against the Royal Rumble. Kane comes out. Weird that Braun Strowman never came out. Apparently he came out after the show went off the air. Whatever. And he hit Kane. There's Kane, I should say, hit Lesnar with a choke slam. Lesnar sat up like The Undertaker. And they had a weak-ass brawl to close out the episode. Wasn't even that good of a brawl. And it's just like, I love Kane. Legend, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, what have you. But in 2000, it's 2018, folks. 2018. Honestly, I think a better match would have been Joe versus Strowman versus Lesnar. There we go. Now, that would have been a triple threat that I'd be excited for. But I think we all know what's going to happen. And if they put that Universal Championship on Kane to surprise people, oh, God, could you imagine? Like I said, I love Kane, but it's 2018. Don't have him wrestling for the Universal Championship. And I know what people say. It's the Royal Rumble. The title doesn't mean it's about the Royal Rumble match itself. The title is secondary. Lesnar versus Strowman, last man standing. Robbie, thanks for checking out this review. Great to have you. But yeah, this did not get me excited for the triple threat match. If anything, it got me less excited. It was a waste of a Lesnar appearance. Guy appears so rare, and this is all you come up with. I mean, it just, to me, the segment wasn't well executed, and it showed. This Raw, meh. And I'll chalk it up to the holiday. But next week, I expect a better show. And if I don't get a better show, Mr. Meekman, yes, Vince Meekman, you're going on my list. Maybe the match will be good. Like I said, the match could be good. I'll give it a chance. I will give any match a chance, even if it on paper it looks like the worst match. So I will hold my thoughts until that match. But so far, the build has left a lot to be desired. Well, now that I've got that off my chest, grade time. What grade would you give last night's episode of Raw? I'm going C-. It was just an average show. Like I said, I expect better next week, and we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, SmackDown tonight, we got Styles versus Sami Zayn. We got Benjamin and Gable versus the Usos for the Tag Team Championships. 2 matches, Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder, and Xavier Woods versus, I want to say, Aiden English in the United States Championship Tournament. So we have that to look forward to. Perhaps we could see Styles versus Owens and Zayn in a handicap match at the Royal Rumble. That's a possibility. We'll see where that story goes. Looking forward to SmackDown. Like I said, if I do a review, it'll be up later or sometime tomorrow, guys. But that does it for this live Raw review. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys, Robbie and Ultra, for participating in the live chat. Be sure to check out my channel here if you haven't done so already. Here at youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGuys412. And that does it. Like I said, once again, guys, first video of 2018. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a safe and happy New Year. Take care, guys.